There have been a lot of rumors and leaks circulating these past few days about Columbina, Varka, Durin, SANDRONE, and if even half of this turns out to be true, it's going to be an absolute nightmare for free-to-play players who would like to get hands on all of them, because Hoyoverse is cooking so hard and it seems determined to drain every last Primo gem out of our wallets. In any case, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update, because things are only getting more chaotic with every new leak we get. Right now, we've got a fairly clear picture of the banner lineup from version 6.1 to 6.x, so I'll go over it patch by patch first, and then dive deeper into the characters, their kits, and the insane mechanics that could completely reshape the Genshin meta. Starting with version 6.1, the new 5-star of the patch Nefer, a new Dendro DPS who plays in a very unique summoner style, reportedly creating clones in battle to dish out damage and keep pressure on the field, but she keeps getting nerfed by Hoyo in reaction-based teams. You can check my previous video if you want to know more about her kit. For banners, Nefer is expected to headline Phase 1 of 6.1, while reruns are said to include Arlecchino, Farina, and Zhongli. Moving into version 6.2, this is where the leaks point toward Durin finally making an appearing as a playable character. But instead of being a straight DPS, he's shaping up to be one of the most versatile pyro supports in the entire game. His elemental skill reportedly applies a powerful debuff that lowers enemy Anemo, Pyro, and Hydro resistance all at once. And it doesn't stop there. He's also rumored to provide team-wide buffs depending on the element of his allies. Elemental Mastery boosts for Hydro teammates, attack boosts for Pyro teammates, and elemental damage bonuses for Anemo allies, making him both a debuffer and a universal buffer rolled into one. If this leak holds true, Durin could end up as a must-pull support that redefines team comps just like Bennett or Kazuha did back in their primes. Alongside him, 6.2 is expected to bring a Novelet rerun and introduce a Mondstadt-themed Chronicled Wish banner that will give players focused access to old Mondstadt characters and their signature weapons. Also tied to this patch is Jahoda, a new 4-star Anemo bow user who seems specifically designed to synergize with Columbina. Her kit is rumored to convert her Anemo swirls into pure lunar damage when paired with Columbina's Hydro application, creating an entirely new synergy called Lunar Swirl that could become meta-defining in its own right. Things escalate even further when we move into version 6.3, which is already looking like one of the most stacked updates in the game's history. This is the patch where Columbina herself finally becomes playable, and she's rumored to be joined by a brand new 5-star Horse Adeptus character as well. Columbina is the centerpiece of this entire cycle, not just another character, but potentially the single most future-proof unit Hoyoverse has ever released. At Constellation Zero, she functions as a premier sub-DPS, constantly applying Hydro off-field at incredibly fast rates, enabling endless reactions. However, if you want her to shine as a main DPS on field, you'll need to invest in her constellations, because that's when her damage multipliers and scaling really unlock. The biggest game changer, though, is her introduction of the brand new Lunar Reaction system, a completely unique set of reactions that stack and amplify damage in ways we've never seen before. Unlike normal reactions, lunar reactions are layered, meaning that they can chain, stack, and amplify themselves to create devastating results. For example, electro-lunar teams had to create chain explosions of electro-hydro-lunar energy that cascade across enemies. Lunar Bloom teams with Nahida could generate Bloom cores so consistently and explosively that Columbina may even dethrone Nilou as the Bloom Queen. Lunar Swirl teams with Jahoda would allow Anemo damage to be converted into pure lunar damage, adding a brand new damage type that bypasses normal resistances. Future expansions are also hinted at, with leaks suggesting that lunar reactions for Geo, Cryo, and Pyro will arrive after her release, which means Columbina would just continue to scale in power as the game adds more elements into the lunar system. Some leaks even go deeper, suggesting her kit has mechanics like Nascent Gleam and Ascendant Gleam, buff states that empower her reactions further, with one boosting crit scaling and another ignoring a portion of enemy defense, making her a literal reaction machine. If this is true, she's not just another Hydro character, she's the foundation of a whole new gameplay era. Before we move on, I'd like to invite you all to our Discord community. Make sure to join us, link is in the description. Now back to the characters. Version 6.3 is rumored to bring Skirk, and the Horse Adeptus character, as I mentioned earlier, is still very mysterious, but early whispers suggest there'll be a unique mix of support and damage themed around Liu's mythical beasts.
Varka, the Grandmaster of the Knights of Favonius, is also expected to debut soon, likely before or around this cycle, and is heavily speculated to be a physical DPS, something rare and valuable in today's reaction-heavy meta. We haven't seen any physical DPS after Eula for a long time now, and some leaks even suggest that once Varka is released, he will be added permanently to the standard banner, which would be a massive shift since Hoyoverse has almost never added new 5 stars to standard in recent years. But I would say Varka being added to standard banner is nothing but a lot of bullshit, and now talking about SANDRONE, she is expected to be Geo characters, but her element is hotly debated. Trailers show her giant robot companion using what looks like Anemo attacks, but her design and color scheme hint at Geo. The most fascinating theory is that she may have a unique lunar wheel Geo vision tied to the lunar system, which would introduce lunar mechanics into the Geo element for the first time and finally give Geo players new reaction options. With so many characters stacked between 6.1 and 6.3, Nefer, Durin, Jahoda, Varka, Sandrone, Skirk, the Horse Adeptus, and Columbina, it's clear Hoyoverse is cooking something nasty under the hood. Combine all this with reruns for fan favorites like Arlecchino, Farina, Zhongli, and Novelette, and we're staring down one of the most brutal stretches of banner history. Everyone is going to face some of the hardest decisions. You save for the revolutionary Hydro Harbinger Columbina and her lunar reactions, or pick up multiple heavy hitters along the way. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching, make sure to subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.
Miss, if you got a bumper, then twerk it. Miss.